So in this beautiful area, it's called Rainbow Falls, Colorado OHV Trails, one of the most popular places in Colorado where a lot of ATVers and a lot of dirt bikers go. And to be honest, this is where I also take my renters as well, or recommend this area to people who rent my ATVs and side-by-sides out here in Colorado. Alright guys, well, we're going to be doing some treacherous 50-inch trails right here. Gets really steep. Let's see, it's a true 50-inch trail. Too long ago, a side-by-side actually flipped on this exact trail right here. But this is a true 50-inch trail. Let's see how it does. I've done this trail many times on the ATV, but this time around we're on a side-by-side. As you can see, there's a lot of exposure on this trail when they carve it. You got to be really careful not to hit those lumps, those bumps, because it could cause this guy to flip. But man, this is a beautiful, beautiful trail. Now Rainbow Falls for sure can be daunting for a new rider, so I only recommend this trail if you have a lot of experience. Alright, here we go. My heart is pounding a little bit. Obviously, because I don't want to flip this guy, especially on this steep going uphill terrain. Let me just sit up a little more so you guys can kind of see it. Alright, well, the climb is going to start now. See how this does that sharp switchback right here? That's it right here. Woo. Wow, struggling a little bit. That was pretty steep. Maybe I should lock it up. Let's just lock it up just in case. And these are fresh tires, so I'm guessing you wouldn't have climbed that on two-wheel drive. Probably not. So that section right there where I said it struggled a little bit, believe it or not, it was on 4x4. It wasn't locked, but it kind of gives you an idea of how steep this trail is. Believe me, the camera really flattens this section out. Feels like right now, but with the locks, it's definitely climbing. I don't think it can. This engine will climb it on high. This is a pretty steep hill climb. All right. Let's go on the right side. So far it does pretty good. And what I mean by a lot of experience doesn't mean necessarily just 2-3 rides on tours here and there. We're talking about people who avidly ride dirt bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides. You will need it out here. There we go, another climb to the top. Woo! Oh, like a tree stump right there. Hit it. So my biggest fear with the Zforce is like these roots right here. You don't see your rear wheel, and if you cause it a flip, you can't really see your stance. So you kind of have to guess it on these, you know, these trails, these 50-inch trails. Beautiful though. Alright, so here's one of the steepest part of this trail. Now give it some throttle. It definitely does deliver. There is a lot of sheer cliffs and a lot of exposure, and believe me, the 50-inch trail we take this Cfmoto on, the camera really flattens it out, and believe me, it is very steep. Not necessarily difficult, but just steep. And the funny part is the exposure side of the trail really makes it seem like it's not even there. But believe me guys, if you go off these 50-inch trails, you will be tumbling down for some ways. looks like people turn around right there. Tree stumps, these are the things you got to be really careful. These are like tie rod breakers right here. If you don't see that, it's going to break your tie rod. Or no problems. A little slippage without the lock though on the top there. That's what I really like about the Polaris versus the Cfmoto is you don't have, you know, let me take this off, see if it gives me any other problem. Alright, so I took off the locks. Got it on low right here engaged. So far does pretty good. This is more kind of flatter area. So still an okay.
Now this 50-inch trail, it's not difficult, but it is steep and it gains about 1,000 feet of elevation in a short amount of time. To give you an idea, some parts of this 50-inch trail, I was not able to do it on 4x4 open diff. And it would actually slip climbing up on these trails. But as soon as I put on the lockers, yeah, it climbed it with ease.
Beautiful trail system though. True 50-inch trail riding. We're going to do some off camber right here. Lean over to the left because it is a 50-inch, so it doesn't have that much flex. Woo. Over the whoops. It's pretty cool. So this used to be like an old snowmobile trail when we used to get a lot of snow. Years ago, all this will be covered in snow by now. Not so much anymore. All right, hill climb, this time without the locks. Let's see how it does. This is, I think, the steepest section, so we're gonna find out how it does. I don't know if you see that gray going straight up. Still on low. All right, yeah, it's just crawling along, but if I get the throttle, we'll definitely take off. Now with these engines, I'm glad, I don't know if a 570 would do this very well. Keep in mind elevation, of course. I got some logs.
Now this is one of my favorite sections of Rainbow Falls. It's very beautiful, is a great introduction to any kind of 50-inch trail in Rainbow Falls. I've done other 50-inch trails around Rainbow Falls area with the Zforce 800, and I had a very hard time fitting on some of these trails. But of course, taking a 50-inch side-by-side is very different than taking an ATV. An ATV will easily squeeze through these trails. It's a lot lighter, it'll climb no problem. The side-by-side, however, has a much longer wheelbase, and to be honest, it's actually slightly wider than an ATV. My Polaris actually measures 48, while the Zforce actually measures 51 inches. But other than that, the Zforce handled this very tight, very steep 50-inch trail beautifully. Did it with no problem. I was very comfortable. And man, just a beautiful, great overall trail system in Colorado. Anyhow guys, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell button. I'll be talking about my rentals, the goods and bads and stuff like that, and just doing basic trails around Colorado. And I'll catch you guys in my next video.